Hi guys, and welcome back to the Wednesday News Show. This week we've got news from the tallest mountain in the world and in Europe, and the summer sale is around the corner, so stay tuned. Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, nice to be back. I haven't done these for ages and I've done 2 in a row. So
really?
I'm on
Oh yeah, no, 3 with this one. My accent has gone so bad.
Just awful. It never was great, but it's gone to a new level.
It like worsened.
Yeah, well. Yeah. But yeah, nice to see you. How's things?
Good. Been climbing loads. I have a perfect skin though still, so yeah, I can't complain.
Nice. Who's first? You're first. You got record news.
I got super speedy record news up Mont Blanc. American trail runner Hilary Gerardi broke the women's speed record on Mont Blanc, the highest mountain in the Alps. Starting from the church in Chamonix, she covered a distance of 32.67 kilometers with 3,877 meters of elevation in just 7 hours and 25 minutes. The previous record holder, Emily Forsberg, held the record up the classic route on Mont Blanc via the Grand Mullet Hut. Hilary was unable to choose this route due to the dangers of global warming, so she opted for the North Ridge, which is steeper but less threatened by seracs. She set off at 2 a.m. from the church in Chamonix and was back by 10 o'clock for breakfast.
It always annoys me when someone's that productive before 10 a.m.
Yeah. I get you. She did not have KT before, people have breakfast, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, God, the feeling. And we've all done a bit of it, as in you alpine start, you finish early, and it's a great feeling. But the guilt I have when you wake up in the morning and it's like you haven't done anything, and so you read in the news, you're like, oh, someone's just done something incredible whilst I was asleep. It's always depressing.
But congratulations, Hilary.
Yes, huge congratulations, amazing achievement. But just do it later in the day. But no, genuinely amazing. Mm-hmm. And starting from the church as well, right?
Yeah, it's church to church, so I always think it's an extra 2 kilometers you can kind of avoid by starting at the car park.
Or starting up the midi, that's what I do. Lift to lift.
Yes, but then it's another tour.
No, because you go up the midi lift and then you go right if you're going that way. So I would just start from the midi lift.
Okay.
I'm just saying, sensibleness.
You could just... But then they don't run at 2 a.m.
Well, she wouldn't have to.
Right?
She could have started at 4 a.m. and got there. She actually couldn't. It's not open, is it? I'm just saying, get a lift. That's what they're there for. But it was a great achievement.
Great alpinizing tips from Matt Groom.
Right, I'm moving on to bouldering news now and 8C pluses. No, wait, plus 8C. 8Cs. As seen on his Instagram and on 8A.nu, Drew Ruana has sent 3 8C boulders in a week, 2 of which are first ascents. The climbs were Railway 8C, Hummingbird 8C, and Church Channel Sit 8C. As well as those 8Cs, he's also climbed Let the Right One In 8B+, and Aggressive Behaviour 8B+. So there was an interview, a write-up on 8A.nu, and he's got from Monday to Friday with the boulders he did.
Right.
Doesn't seem to have a rest day shoved in there.
Speaking about skin, how does he do it?
Well, I guess he must have sent it really quick. I guess he must have flashed them or done it fast. Because otherwise you'd think he'd run out of skin after that much hard bouldering.
That's on granite. Well, I'm assuming it's granite.
Well, I think it's in Boulder, Colorado. I think it just says Co.
Co.
I don't know. Co. You think it'd be Boulder Co. But anyway. And the first ascents were Hummingbird and Church Channel Sit. In terms of the 8Cs.
Are you telling me that because of the name?
No, because I didn't read it in the voiceover. There were 2 first ascents and they were it, and then 1 that had been established.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great story. I've got another story from Switzerland, but this time is a multipitch. As reported on planetmountain.com, Yemen is an 8B+, 300 meter long multipitch, which Nina Caprez freed a year after having a baby. The route is located on the north face of Grand Puff in Gaslosen, aka the Dolomites of Switzerland. It was established in 1999 by Swiss mountain guides François Studenman and Guy Scherer. The 300-meter line is composed of 9 pitches, and the crux 8B+ is the second before last pitch. It took Nina 5 days to piece together the crux pitch and then decided to try a team free ascent with 19-year-old partner Pauline Maheo. This ascent marks the first female ascent since Josuan Beriartsu, who freed all pitches in 2004, not in a single day push since that summer the weather was awful. Check out the full article on planetmountain.com. Super sweet story of how her partner hiked up to the base of the route when she was done with the route, and she saw her baby and like burst into tears.
No way.
I just thought it was really, really sweet.
Well, you can tell her, because is she going to be at the academy?
Yes, and I signed up to her clinic, I think, maybe. Jon was very keen to sleep on a portaledge.
We did this. Me and Hugo did it a couple of years ago. We slept on the Brevant ledge, but they wouldn't give us a portaledge.
Oh, right.
Because there weren't enough of them.
I was going to ask you any tips. What should I bring? What should I not bring?
Well, we slept on this ledge and we had coffee. It was great. But if you managed to shotgun a portaledge, have you ever slept in a portaledge before?
No.
Ooh, exciting.
Is it?
I don't know. It seems terrifying.
I can get one from the office, I'm sure.
I don't think they'd let you give it back.
I'll be very careful with setting it up. I won't scratch it.
But what happens if you lose a vital part by accident and then someone unpacks it on LCAP?
Gravity is quite strong.
Exactly, yeah. That would be a problem.
That would be a problem.
If you buy a portaledge from the Epictv shop, make sure Terry hasn't touched it first.
You'll never know.
You'll never know.
You'll never know.
It's my story next, and started off with paraclimbing from Villars this weekend, which I won't go through the whole list because basically there is already a video that goes through the whole list of winners on the IFSC, so you can find that. But talking about disabled climbing on Everest, deaf climbers have summited 3 in a couple of days. Check out the story. Climbing Everest tends to get a lot of bad press, but we have a positive story out of the season. 3 deaf people have climbed the mountain within a few days of each other. This was after the Nepalese Supreme Court overturned the decision to ban disabled climbers on the mountains a few years ago. Malaysian national Mohammed Hassim, the second deaf person to climb the mountain, summited on the 18th of May. While USA adventurers Scott Lehman and Shayna Unger, a deaf couple, climbed it on the 22nd of May. Shayna is the first deaf woman to do so. There is now a video live about the ascent, and they had some unique difficulties. They show the workarounds for not being able to hear on the climb. However, often with Everest there is a tragic side to any story, and Mohammed Hassim was last seen descending from Camp 4 and has not been seen since. The rescue has been abandoned and he's now considered to have been killed. The tragedy side of that is always just so hard to read about, and we know how many deaths occur on Everest. So it's kind of positive and negative within that story. But I was thinking about the pure logistics, because initially I was like, being deaf, is that really a problem if you're up a mountain? But then think of the communication.
It's a sign language. Jacket. If you need an extra jacket, that's the only thing I learned apparently.
Is that jacket?
Jacket.
Okay, well that one would go, but imagine if the weather comes in, we'll go. The weather comes in, it gets cloudy or something, you can't see.
You need to be in eye distance to actually, not word, how do you say it?
But even in basic, imagine if you're at a Camp 3 or something and you're trying to communicate that your respirator doesn't work. There's lots that's actually into being a deaf climber climbing on a mountain that big. So it's super, super impressive. Amazing story.
Yes, indeed. I've got more stories from Switzerland because Dani Arnold decided to free solo a bunch of ridges. Swiss mountaineer Dani Arnold climbed all 3 ridges on Salbitschijen, a mountain standing at 2,985 meters. He climbed them in one go in under 10 hours. The East Ridge has moderate difficulties, up to 5A, but the South and West Ridge reach difficulties up to 6B. Their 3 ridges together add up to more than 1,500 meters of climbing and about 70 pitches on alpine terrain. Each ridge in itself represents a full day's climb for most rope teams. So far, this is the only known super speedy ascent of all ridges. He started off from the Saltpeat hut, and it took him exactly 9 hours and 36 minutes and 55 seconds from hut to hut. So Ovest is west in English, isn't it? Yes. East, west, south, north.
Oh, I see. Does Ovest mean west,
Ovest,
you mean?
yes, it's in Italian.
So. Yeah.
Okay.
You should speak. Did you not know this?
It's a bit confusing
The fluent
now.
Italian speaker over there.
I confused my own self.
Oh, there we go. But yeah, speedy.
Indeed, very, very speedy. And the images were beautiful. So actually just got I got an email saying there's a documentary coming out on a Swiss channel this days, no, in autumn.
About that climb. Awesome.
Next up, let's move on to 9A news.
Quentin Gillen has skipped the grade of 8C+ to jump straight to 9A, as reported by 8A.nu. After recovering from a finger injury, he returned to outdoor climbing and set his eyes on a 9A plus at a crag in France. This was wet, so he turned his attention to Con de Choc. He tried the 9A over 3 weekends, falling on the last moves of the crux before ticking the route. Jumping onto the women's 9A counter is Solveig Koer, who climbed Jungfrau Marathon in Grimberwald. She worked hard on it last year for 2 or 3 weeks and wanted to come back to it after a finger injury. In an interview on 8a.nu, she speaks about the powerful, demanding climbing at the crag. She got closer and closer before climbing it on her first try of the day.
A climber who's a bit under the radar, Xavi Gonzalez from Explorers Mallorca, made the first ascent of Verano Nocturno and graded it 9A. With this ascent, he's the first Mallorquin to climb a 9A in Mallorca. So Xavi, I ran into him, and I gotta say, yeah, congratulations, and quite cool fun fact of first Mallorquin to climb I9A, and now he set up I9A.
Wicked, good news,
Yes.
good news. All right, well, we talked about the 9B counter, so let's go on to the 9B counter. So look, I haven't been here very much, but this has gone nowhere.
Okay, I am sorry. I will admit it's all my fault.
Okay, that's a good start.
The week when you were here at Hugo and you complained about like scrapping it.
Yes. He did. He wanted to finish it.
But you know, I'm quite emotionally attached to not this.
Your
one,
emotion. I came up with the idea.
Fine, you're emotionally
you picked
very
up my
involved.
emotional attachment.
Yeah, but you know, when I was an intern, I like cared about it and like made spreadsheets, like all color coded.
Yeah.
Slovak gets 1 point. I promise I'll get chalk for the board and actually update it and put an alarm clock with chalk for the chalkboard.
Okay.
And not chalk.
Well, you heard it here first. Thanks, T.
Shop stuff, and this week we got pre-sales going on the Epictv shop, and we've got up to 40% off all Patagonia clothing. So if you want to come and try out some of these clothes, you can come to Clues here in Falls to try out Patagonia clothes and shoes and boots and many other things, because we've got a shop now.
We do have a shop.
A real shop, not an online shop. It always feels like things online are not.
Well, for
as
years
real.
we've been saying come to the online shop, but now we
Yeah.
have both.
Well, like, pop by if it's on your way to Chamonix or to Geneva. Like,
Yeah.
we're here.
It's a good if you're driving from Chamonix to the airport in Geneva, it's kind of on the way.
So you'll miss your flight, but you've got climbing gear.
Totally worth it. Absolutely worth
Oh,
it.
and a rope you can carry it in your hand luggage. Just
It's
for
true. You
people
can.
to know out there.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
can.
it's quite important information.
Yes, it does depend on the airline a bit. Just
It does.
as a warning.
Yeah, they do say like sporting goods, but
Yes.
then a rope isn't really dangerous. Like, it takes a while to hurt somebody with a rope.
Right. I have some responses to that, but I'm going to leave it. Let's talk about content now. Action Direct, Wojciech Trojan sending
Yes.
it. We've got the video. Here's a teaser.
My current project is Action Direct, the famous route from 90s, the first 9A in the world made by Wolfgang Gillick, and it's the route I always wanted to do. The route is 50 meters long, but basically the hardest part is like 15 moves, and yeah, it's like this crazy big overhang, like 45 degrees, and yeah, it's pretty physical. Action Direct is like famous for the 2-finger pockets and like mono pocket, and you basically don't have any other holds. And it suits me very well because I always love to climb on the like open 2 fingers and monos, and that's why I climb mostly in Frankenura. That's why I like it here.
I haven't actually seen the teaser. I haven't watched
Stunning
it.
teaser.
But it's,
You like watch it. It's so, the route is so cool.
Yeah.
You know there's like in the
I
teaser.
know the route. You haven't seen the teaser either. Don't start to play this off.
No.
No. But it is on Epic TV.
Yes, there will be a link down below to the Epictv YouTube channel. So, click subscribe so you won't miss this movie and this trailer.
Right, comment of the week. See, I did it for you. Look at that, cracked it out. There are lots of comments. Well, you should be happy. You hate this thing.
It was just breathing.
Oh, right. My comments are, there was people talking about spoilers again, okay?
Yeah.
Because we try to avoid them in the show. We say there's spoilers, but the cover had Yanya on it. Oh, it's a spoiler.
I voted for Seb on the cover.
You did, yeah. But we had Yanya on the cover, and people were saying it's a spoiler thing. But there was someone commented on another website about the fact that, because someone was like, oh, there's spoilers. And the response was, yes, but it's a news website. Therefore, if you don't want to know the news, don't go to a news website. And I kind of think that applies to the Wednesday news show.
Yes,
because it's always
news in the title.
Kind of, like, I kind of understand the spoiler thing. I'm like, it must be really annoying to have it ruined, right?
Yeah.
But in other sports, let's say a football match, it's like instant. The second it finishes.
Hear the cars.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But you have to avoid social media, and I do think it's justified to put a spoiler 3 or 4 days after the event if it's on a news video.
But for example, I am such a fan of climbing, and I really do try to watch it live. But if I don't, I'm still like at the crag, refreshing the app, like wanting to know what went on, and then I come back home and watch it. So if you're not a dedicated climbing fan that you watch it the evening after, like, what are we talking about?
Indeed.
I'm joking.
There we go.
People are busy. I understand.
Is that it? Oh, you got a comment?
No, not really. I mean, I read a couple, but I didn't really pick one. But somebody says, or his name is Nonyongongong7112.
Wow.
Next 9C. Seb once said maybe his project in Roussan, France. I got no idea where Roussan is, but if it's a Seb 1 line, it must be really epic.
Yes, so possibly another one out there.
Indeed.
Exciting.
Cool.
I
think that's it. Yes.
I should subscribe to everything because the Arc'teryx Alpine Academy is this weekend. Terry will be there
this
throughout
weekend.
the whole thing. I'm sure she'll be doing social media updates and all the rest. So subscribe to social media stuffs and you won't miss any of the action.
Exactly. See you at the academy.
See you later,
And
everyone.
at the party.